Or like how I had to ask the woman at Smoke and Spice if I was embarrassing myself with the tights that I was wearing. She's like, no. I'm like, but they're light colors. She's like, yeah, they come in all kinds of colors. I was like, okay, no, I need to know, do I look like I'm not wearing pants? Specific. This podcast is not an alternative for mental health assistance and or counseling with a licensed professional. For any specific medical questions about your condition and or concerns, please contact your healthcare provider. Alright, so welcome back. This is Lipstick and Coffee. We are the Somasisters. I'm Tamara.
I'm Nina.
And today we're going to go into our second pillar of the 4, just to review those 4 again. The things that we hold near and dear to our hearts that we want to let you all know about every time we get together is number 1, you are okay. Number 2, you're not alone. Number 3, it's not your fault. Number 4, are you ready? I know this one.
Yeah, this one gets me. This one used to get
your
me.
pain has purpose.
It's like, okay, we're good.
Okay, you good? Okay,
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about number 2 today. You're not alone. But before that, we actually had some feedback and a comment from our last episode. And the viewer was talking about core beliefs and was asking what is a core belief? I mentioned it.
Because the pillars that you talk about, right? In other words,
they all relate.
They are core beliefs, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, what is a core belief? Like, what is that all about?
Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to give you my understanding of it. It's a belief. It's called core belief because it's at the center of us. And it's one of the beliefs that we create, typically at a very, very, very early age, that are like the center of our personality. And a lot of those core beliefs can actually be perceived as negative, like, I'm not okay, I'm all alone. And if that becomes something that we believe, like, at our very core.
You might not even realize that that's what you believe. I just got to throw that in.
Well, probably don't. Yeah, so our core, meaning our unconscious self. And we're not going to get into all the psychology of what our personality is, our ego, etc., but they're essentially a core belief is a belief we have about ourselves, and like you said, that we're probably not even aware of, but it influences how we perceive ourselves, the world, and ourselves in the world. So last time we were talking about a core belief of I'm not okay, or there's something wrong with me, and that would show up, like we gave some examples about finding something about our bodies and immediately jumping to a story that, oh my gosh, there's something wrong, right? As opposed to just being honest, like, oh, I don't know what this is. And then this viewer mentioned that there are other ways that core belief could actually change our perception of a situation. And what he mentioned was like, well, what if somebody breaks up with me? You know, how many times have we had that happen where someone breaks up with us, or a friend doesn't talk to us for a long time out of the blue, or someone's not answering our text message? All of a sudden it's all about me. Well, what's wrong? Well, what's wrong with me that they can't get back to me?
Yeah, what did I do wrong? Why aren't they getting a hold of me?
Yeah.
When really
what is
they
it
could
about
just be
me?
at work and busy, or their phone died. And instead of just, I guess they'll get to me when they can, in the back of your mind, it's not that. It's, what did I do wrong? Are they mad at me?
Yeah. We make it mean something about us. That there's something inherently wrong with me that somebody might not want to be with me. Whereas it might be something that has to do with them. Or, like you said, somebody's phone died and they don't get back in touch with us. But immediately, like our immediate impulse, and you can feel it in the body, maybe an anger comes up, or a fear, or a shame. There's going to be a physical sensation that comes with that emotion and with that core belief. And so that's a good point. They all happen together. What were you doing?
I'm just kind of in my head laughing because what I'm thinking about is like, you know, the typical scene in any kind of movie where it's like, you know, the girl's breaking up with the dude, or the dude could be breaking up with the chick, right? And it's like, it's not you, it's me, right? But like it literally is
Right.
that other person. It actually is not you. It really has nothing to do with you. 99% of the time, can we say? Like, like it's a perception, right?
Yeah, it's a perception because actually, um, relationships are fluid and change all the time, and they don't. We don't have to have every relationship doesn't have to last forever. So actually, it would be really strange for relationships to last forever. They all are going to end. That's a natural thing. How we perceive that ending is going to be influenced by our core belief. If we think there's something wrong with us, then a relationship ending could feed that belief that, oh, it's me, there's something wrong with me. But yeah, essentially, I guess the point is that um, that core belief that I'm not okay, there's something wrong with me, we can interpret things that happen about our body as catastrophes that are about to happen, but also too, like you were just mentioning, it has to do with how we interpret other people's behavior, especially toward us. Yeah. Should we leave it at that for now?
I think so.
Okay, if there are any other questions about that, please write in. Otherwise, we're going to carry on, and this is going to come up more and more. So you'll have other opportunities to kind of really grasp what we're talking about. But also, you might want to kind of check in with yourself. When we talk, ask yourself, are these things that maybe are influencing the way I operate in the world? But not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just a matter of knowing ourselves.
Yeah, just to notice if you catch your own self thinking these things, right? Thinking to yourself,
yeah,
what did I do to deserve that? Or why are you acting like that towards me? What did I say? What did I, like, it's over time, right? Like we're bringing attention to it. So now you'll be able to kind of tuck that in your pocket and start to notice, because it's the noticing that leads to other things, right? And that's why this is going to be ongoing, and that's why there's going to be.
But yeah, it's like when we talked about coffee, can be a metaphor for waking up, and that waking up is awareness, and awareness is the first huge step toward any kind of change. We can't know what we need to change if we're not even aware or want to change, for example. So moving on to our
two of four,
which is you're not alone. And I guess the core belief that comes to a lot of us is this sense that we are alone, like a real belief that we are alone. There are probably different reasons or similar reasons that everyone would develop that core belief. Initially, we can go into that later, but do you have, like, does this resonate for you at all? This idea of like, oh, I'm all alone. Like, how would that have shown up in your life if it does?
It's kind of, for me, it's funny because, well, it's actually not funny, but what's funny is that before learning about all of this, I really just felt like that was my normal. I felt alone, always. I just always felt alone. I didn't know that was a thing to feel alone. Like something that...
Oh, it was so normal you didn't even... weren't even aware of it.
Like, I mean, I think that you can be in a room full of people and feel alone. But for me, from my learning, right, about my own self, I think where it comes from for me is, so I was adopted, right? I was adopted as a newborn, and just growing up, right? Just growing up. Even though I had parents and a sibling that I was around and that loved me, I wasn't physically, literally alone. But again, the stories that we tell ourselves and the things that we think upstairs, I would think to myself, and this is in hindsight, right? Because you're not realizing it at the moment. When you're having your thoughts, they're just thoughts. You're not realizing that these are just thoughts. But I would think to myself, well, my biological mother gave me up. Like, she didn't even want me.
Yeah.
Like, that was hard as a kid. That was really hard. It doesn't dismiss, that I had parents that loved me. It's it's not about the parents that are adopting you that are loving you. It doesn't how can I put this? I'm trouble finding the words right now. It doesn't take away from the fact
Right.
that my biological mother didn't want me. Period. So that, like, just growing up, I felt alone in that. And I also think that, even as, because, not everyone's adopted, so not everyone's got, like, that issue, if you want to call it. I guess it is. It's like an abandonment thing, right? But it's also, what I've learned in my life now is, like, how you can actually feel alone, even if in the same sense I said that, I had my family when I was younger, but, like, I mean, I've got a great support group around me. I've got some amazing people that are around me in my life now. However, there are times where you can still, I can still feel alone in my experience, in whatever it is that I'm going through. Because not everyone is going through the same things
Can I
at the
ask
same
you a
time.
question though before you?
Yeah.
Because I saw you kind of do this
Yeah.
when you were talking about feeling alone. So I'm really curious. What's the actual emotion that you're feeling in that moment?
Just sadness, I guess.
Yeah.
It's lonely.
Okay. Can I show you something though that you said just sadness and sadness though is sadness.
Yeah.
And it can be really difficult. And I think it's pretty safe to say that a lot of times in the world that we live in, we don't necessarily have support in our sadness. Mm-hmm. A lot of times people try to make us feel better, right, and we don't get to live out the lifespan of that emotion. Or we start to get the message that being sad is wrong and I shouldn't be that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like there is value in living out that emotion. Absolutely. It's important to live out that emotion. Like, I know that now. But even by myself now, because I mean, me personally, I could be by myself living in a little house in the forest and be just fine. Like, which is funny because that is actually being alone. I'm comfortable with that. But in my life now, even if I'm alone by myself, right, physically by myself, there's a different part of me now that is aware and awake, mm-hmm, that allows me to actually not feel that alone, that loneliness, that sadness, because I know that there's something else that's with me. I don't know how to explain that.
That's okay. Can I interrupt here?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple things that are key points that I'm seeing.
Sure, please.
Okay. So that's a good example because on the one hand, if we are able to identify the emotion that we're feeling in that moment, we call it feeling alone or loneliness, but really that emotion is sadness. For others, it might be fear. I don't know. Like you said, allow that emotion to live out its lifespan. Don't try to change it. Don't try to, make
suppress
it,
ignore it.
Don't, because then we get the message that there's something wrong with us, right? But sadness is a normal part of being a human. So the first thing is being.
I think it's because your people are scared, right? It's scary to feel that, especially if you're by yourself. It does make you think that something's wrong with me.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm lacking, right? Something's not right. When it's just your body.
Which isn't yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay because it is. It's this thing. It all moves together. All of these core beliefs that we're going to be talking about work together with our emotions and our body sensations and with how we see ourselves or how we think we're going to be perceived. And it's always this feedback between how am I actually feeling? Is this right or wrong? So there's a lot, but I guess for today, because this might be new to people.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
To kind of really focus on when I feel alone, is that sadness? And if that's sadness, to know that's just a normal part of being a human being. It's not going to last forever. Now, it might, like you said, it might be scary or just too hard to live out that sadness alone. And
Yeah, because I think because our brains are telling us in that moment when you're feeling that, I think our brains are telling us this is it. Like,
yes,
you're gonna feel this, period, forever.
Yeah, and so that's gonna actually come back again in the fourth pillar,
right?
Because because it's painful.
Yeah.
Our fourth pillar is your pain has purpose, and it's painful to sit with those emotions. It's painful to sit with sadness. It's painful to sit with fear or disgust or shame. Yeah. And there, if we're having to sit with those emotions alone, and we've never had the experience of being supported in our sadness, our fear, our pain, our disgust, our shame, our confusion, then we don't know that it's not going to last forever. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure it does. Right. Well, because I mean, in society, right? If you're depressed, what's the first thing? What's usually the first thing? Right? Let's give you something for that.
Right. We want to change
right.
Your behavior.
That doesn't support holding space for that, to say it's okay if you feel that. That's okay if you feel that.
So, making it okay for ourselves to feel that immediately connects us to ourselves. Mm-hmm. And that will shift a feeling of being alone. Yeah. Oftentimes, that feeling that we're all alone is also an indication that we're disconnected from ourselves, from our own emotions, our own needs. Yeah. So connecting, letting that emotion live out its lifespan, that's really the key to starting to unravel that belief that I'm all alone. And also something that you said is that you had people who actually chose you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But how often do we, here's the people that chose us, but I'm going to put my attention here on the woman who gave me up.
Right.
And so much has to do with what am I paying attention to? And I run groups, and I've had people show up in a group, and, there's 8 of us caring individuals giving that person our wholehearted attention, and they're saying, the biggest problem I have is that I have no one to talk to. Right? And I'm not making fun of it. It's hilarious in a way. Yeah, and, but it's like, this happens all the time. And I'm like, wow, okay. So there's actually
because of perception. They're at that moment. They're not seeing.
Yeah, there's like 8 people.
These 8 people
listening, willing to do whatever.
Even crying at times because you're heartfelt. You're feeling it.
Yeah.
You're feeling it.
So the good news is that this is really about perception, and we can change our perception. But we might need to actually be supported in that. We might need to find someone who can support us. And and I think maybe that's one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing. Yeah. Because not everyone knows. I mean, I think maybe you could kind of speak to looking for community. I think we've talked about that, like not knowing where community is or who are my people. Right.
Well, because of the impact of actually finding your people. But before you find those people, you don't see them, they're not there, and you feel alone. So part of this is just to, I guess, let you guys know that you may feel that way, and that's okay if you feel that way, but there are people out there. There are people out there.
And we want to be two of those people. And we do want to be two of those people. And let me also thank anyone who's been watching this who does feel alone. Thank you to that part of you that stuck around to watch the whole thing. Because that part, I guess, is kind of hoping.
Yeah, this could be triggering, right? I mean. Well, yeah.
Well, I was just
thinking.
And
it's okay.
I was just thinking, actually, that everyone who has a part of them, who's watching this, that part obviously wants to not be alone.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even though we think we are alone, there may be a part in you that is working really hard to prove that that's not the truth.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. Stick around. There's more next week. Lipstick and Coffee is not filmed in front of a live studio audience.